Procreate 5 is officially out and I've had it in my hands for about 2 weeks now. I'm Will Paterson, I'm a hand lettering artist and designer where I spent a lot of my time specializing in brand design or logo type design. I love to do hand lettering. And I've been using Procreate ever since the first iPad Pro, and I think beforehand as well, before we even had Apple Pencils, I bought Procreate. It's amazing to see where it's gone and see what's happening and all the updates that have come to it. And today I'm going to be giving you a designer's review of Procreate 5. This video is brought to you by Paperlike. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Procreate 5 is good. It is like every other update of Procreate. It just exceeds what we think can be done inside of a drawing app, and the guys over at Savage really make it clear that they know what we want, they listen, and not only that, they innovate. There are a ton of new updates, but the biggest one by far is one called pencil filters. Filters are a huge part of Procreate 5, and for being a hand lettering artist, someone who likes to use effects, filters, and everything else, it makes a lot of sense that this update is here. Pencil filters basically work like normal filters and masks, but instead of having a mask for it, you just pencil in or draw it in where you want the effect to be, and it does it super well and easily. You can see that I'm putting this glitch effect on, but not only that, we've got a new gradient update as well, where we can create gradients on a layer or on a certain part of our artwork. You can choose the gradient that you want, and they've got loads of them pre-selected, and you can change the colors, the actual place of where the gradient spots are going to be, and you can pencil them in. And all of these new effects, such as the glitch effect, halftone, chromatic aberration, bloom, and all these other new effects you can use either by pressing pencil or just doing it on the layer. You can see that I'm having a lot of fun using the effects and all these new filters with the pencil. It gives you that level of control without having to go into the layer system and start messing around with the layer and masks. Something that I would like to see though, personally as a designer, someone who likes to have a non-destructible editing of my work, I would like to see these effects be layers and have the same workflow, so I can have a layer of the glitch effect and I can mask it in with my pencil. This will allow me not having to backspace but to undo, redo, and take away the visibility of the effect if I wanted to through the layer panel. My favorite newest filter is probably the halftone because it works super well. It kind of like isn't a filter really because it creates it as a halftone. It actually makes it halftone, which is like mind-boggling, and I didn't even think that we could do that. I've already touched on this slightly, but gradient maps are here and they're huge for this update. The way that you can use gradient maps are very varied. They're not just for putting different color or a gradient color on your artwork. I can use them, and I have been using them to change the color of my hand lettering very easily. And again, you can use the pencil to actually work out where you want it to be put on your artwork. It can change the look, the vibe, and the vibrance and everything of your work very easily. For me, this is something great for my hand lettering, just getting new colors out there and also maintaining the sort of inspiration that I can get. I don't have to try too hard to get a different feel to my work. Another update of Procreate 5 is Procreate on the face, or face painting as we'll call it. Face painting is really cool, and I don't know what it does particularly aside from allow you to paint something on your face and post it online. I don't think it has any real world applications for me other than designing hand lettering or maintaining the idea that I want face tattoos. It's a really good idea. I can like put my face tattoos on there or design a Post Malone type face tattoo. But Procreate on the face is one of the cool features that you get here. It's great for kids who just want to do some face painting, and you can even animate these on your face too, which is pretty cool. Before I get into the next featured update, you guys will probably be asking what screen protector I use on my iPad. I use the only one that I like, which is Paperlike, who are sponsoring this video. If you have an iPad and you know how weird and awful it is to use the Apple Pencil on the glass screen, then this is for you. Paperlike allows you to draw on your iPad with the same feeling and texture as paper. It also stops your hand from sticking on the iPad if you're there a long time. You can even hear it when I'm doing it now. Pretty nice sound. Paperlike gives you the feeling of drawing on paper, and it really stops that annoying feeling when drawing on glass. So if you would like to learn more about Paperlike or buy one for yourself, please click that link down below in the description. Not only do we have face painting, we also have a reference companion now. Something that we used to have to do is if we had a reference image on an iPad, we would have to go into split screen. So it would be Procreate on one bit of the screen and then maybe Pinterest or a photo on the other side of the screen. Well, now we have a reference companion which allows us to have an image inside of Procreate on this little widget basically that you can move around your artboard. You can upload an image and you can also have your canvas on there too, something that we don't do a lot of when we're in Procreate unless you have a separate monitor, is view the whole piece of work. Sometimes when we zoom in too much, we get too focused on one bit of the work, and instead of having to zoom in and zoom out to check the work, we can just have the canvas on this little widget. This is probably one of the best updates that they've brought out, and it's one that I'm very excited because getting the larger scale image of your drawing or design or painting is going to help you understand the composition, see where you're going right or wrong, and it will also save your muscles from having to pinch every now and then to zoom in and out. What I would like to see in this reference companion is the ability to scale it down. So far you can't do that, and I would love to be able to do that to have it go around the screen a bit easier. As well as this, we have something called Swatch Drop. So you probably know that you can take that little color picker at the top with the color on it and drag it down to fill your canvas with the color that you need. That was a very intuitive way of creating color on the canvas and bringing it over exactly. Well, now they've gone a step further, and in a very nice update, they allow you to select a swatch, drag it from the swatches and onto your canvas, which will allow the color to just fill the canvas. This makes it so much easier than having to just click the swatch, go to the top, and you can maintain the swatch that you're on for your drawing. Another welcome update that I like from Procreate 5 is the ability to create swatches through the iPad camera or a photo that I've got on my device. All you do is simply take a photograph and it will create a bunch of swatches for you to use on your picture, or you can actually import the picture into the palette, as you can see here, where you can take the color of that entire picture. Very, very clever, and something that a lot of people are going to love to do. You may have noticed in iPad OS 14, we've got a new feature. It is called Scribble. Well, Apple don't want you just to be typing on the screen all the time. They want to have the Apple Pencil be more of a tool for inputting information like text. So instead now of having to type out words when bringing a text layer into Procreate, we can scribble it out. And by that, you just write normally. I mean, if your handwriting is awful, it does a good job of predicting what you're writing. Sometimes it's not the best, but this isn't a Procreate issue. This is an iPad issue. So now all you need to do is draw in, as I'm doing here, Procreate 5. And if I spell something wrong, I can scribble it out to erase it. Or if I have like no spacing in the word, I just have to draw a line down and it instantly creates a space. This is a very welcome update for me indeed. Another thing that I love about this new Procreate 5 update is the transform tool. Now when we use the transforming, which is basically where we can scale it up, down and move it, they've got a new bounding box editor, so we can rotate the bounding box off the object that we've selected and are scaling. Not only that, but when we're selecting objects with the selection tool, we can actually fill it with color now, and we have square and circle, so you can create filled objects inside of Procreate on a layer just through selecting. So no more do we have to keep filling that layer in. This just gives it that easier step that you don't have to keep adding color to something that's very repetitive if you do it a lot. There are so many other updates inside of Procreate 5, and I would suggest you go and download the free update if you already have Procreate. And if you do have Procreate and hate drawing on it because it feels like a glass screen, go ahead and purchase a Paperlike matte screen protector down below. All in all, Procreate 5 is a very welcome update to me as a designer and a hand lettering artist. It's very nice to know that there are some ease of use updates coming into this, but not only that, they've heavily emphasized the effects that we can put into our work, which means that we can spend less time of actually drawing these effects and more time creating something cool. It makes art easier for anyone. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to press that red subscribe button down below. That is completely free and it would make my day. Also, share the video to someone else if they don't understand the new updates inside of Procreate. Let me know what you think and your favorite feature is down below in the comments. If you've watched this far, say potato. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.